Google on the daily chart is a prime example of what the bulls want to see on an uptrend. So here, look at this volume ramping up to the upside, 4 days in a row of increasing volume, lots of strength, continuation to the upside, big bullish move. Now, after that volume top was hit, we saw the next day saw a decrease in volume. So that was a little heads up that the bulls might be tiring, and you can see following that, that was the high that we had hit, and then we pulled back for 3 days. So that decrease in volume was a signal that the bulls were getting tired and that we might see a little bit of pullback. But then when that pullback occurred, 3 red days, look at that volume. Decreasing bearish volume to the downside, and that's exactly what the bulls want to see. And then they show up, the bulls show up the next day, spike in volume again, breaking that decreasing volume pattern and seeing continuation for higher highs. Now you look up here and you look at that RSI and say, how are we trading above 70 that long? This is when Google's hitting all-time highs. No previous price history resistance. Bulls are out in full force. So that is a nice example. And you can see here, once that trend did change a bit and we start to see weakness in Google, look what you see on the volume. Bearish volume creeping higher and higher 3 days in a row. Seeing that pattern, it's not a significant increase in volume, but it is slightly higher each day, and we've now been pulling back for a few weeks since that has been occurring. So that's exactly what the bulls want to see in terms of increasing bullish volume and decreasing bearish volume on normal healthy consolidation. Let's now look at an example of a bearish signal on M, decreasing volume. So we had a big gap up, huge volume day on that gap up day, and then the bulls continue to run. So if you don't look at that volume and you look at the price action alone, you say the bulls are really strong, continuing, higher highs are being hit, bulls are in full control. But you look at the volume and you get a behind the scenes glimpse, okay, volume is tapering off here. It looks to me like the bulls are tiring, they're running out of steam, and that we may be in for a pullback. Combine that with the RSI up at 70, a little bit overbought, and that's when the pullback began. And look at that bearish MACD cross, a little bit lagging behind that RSI, but that bearish MACD cross occurred, and then we saw a big dump to the downside. So indication of weakness, decreasing bullish volume at the top, and then we had the other indicators to give us those other clues, other pieces to the puzzle to give us the signal that that pullback was coming.